Welcome back. I'm SonnyLasVegas. It's been a while since I've been live and creating content for all good reasons. It's been the holidays. Hope you all are doing well. I need to probably be scheduling these lives more often just to let people know when I'm going to pop on. A lot of people like alerts and heads up, and for me, I this is just who I am, just spontaneous. Sam, what is going on? And welcome. Being one of the first of today's chat to jump in and say hello. And usually Tom is first, to tell you the truth. That would be Storage Invaders 702. Appreciate you all for jumping in. Um, Man, I've been really wanting to put out content lately. I just have had family come over, and I've noticed these two holidays now, last year and this year, that around October time, with all the events that are going on, and maybe the month before that, like FlipCon, um, I am busy, like, from August no, September, October. Yeah, that's when it starts hitting me when family come into Vegas. I guess that's the better time of the year when it starts to, I guess, cool down and is not blazing hot. But man, I thought Iraq was hot when I went to go speak in Phoenix, Arizona. When I got the opportunity through Les Perfectly, when they invited me to go talk, that place is hot. Phoenix is freaking like a furnace. And I used to think Vegas had horrible drivers. And I'm not gonna say Phoenix has horrible drivers. They have better drivers. They're just faster drivers. Um, welcome everybody. Let me know where you're watching from. I know there's some people from out, say in the UK, Australia, people that come in. What time is it where you're at? PM, AM, is it another day? And something I've seen on TikTok recently was, if say in the US to stay easy, if the East Coast is 3 hours ahead, do they know the future? Ladies and gents, how are y'all? How are y'all doing? That's just one of those things I seen on TikTok. Somebody asked, and I was like, if they know the future, can they just tell me the lotto numbers and I'll go buy during my time? But that's not the way it works, right? I don't think so. Because if it was, I mean, I think I just hacked the lottery system. Uh, Lisa Fun Finds, Cali Luis, Primo, how's it going? Um, Crazy Carol. Why are you crazy, Carol? Crazy awesome. Is that what you forgot the awesome part? Uh, what are you? Did you make your way to Vegas here, Sagan? And why am I now just finding out about this? I've been pretty busy here at home. Not as busy as I need to be because family has been visiting quite often. And then when the holidays hit, I've actually been pretty good at not going into a food coma, but I have been so lackadaisical and like a couch potato, not just me, but my wife as well. And I haven't been lazy. I've been listing stuff, I've been drafting things. Um, and now I'm like, Sonny, you need to get on the ball. Like, you have this time for yourself. You have an opportunity that a lot of people wish they could have. And I am not a millionaire, like I said the last time. I am a thousandaire on some days when my wife lets me touch my own bank account. Don't ask me stuff like anything about that, folks. If you're married, when the this is one thing I've learned years ago. I may wear the pants in the house, but Carla might have bought them. So she's the real boss lady. She is the one that just drops the hammer down and is the law around here, whether I like it or not. So I just accept it and put my hands behind my back and just say, yes, ma'am, or yes, master. Lisa Fun Finds, Swamp Picker. Oh, is Glenn inside here? What's going on, Glenn? Steph sells stuff by the seashore. Hey, live. Hey, Sonny and everybody. Hello, welcome. Judy K, welcome. Boise, all from Boise. My brother-in-law came down for Thanksgiving. Yeah, for Thanksgiving, but they just sent us some gifts. We got it the day after Christmas, and I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and a safe Christmas and holidays. And for those who don't believe in holidays or that type of, I guess, tradition or religion, I still hope you had an amazing time. Um, yeah, they sent me a Boise little gnome. Like, it's a knitted little weighted. like bean bag gnome with the Boise colors on there. It's really nice. And it's really cool because I think either my niece, who just turned 5, we had her birthday here in October. Um, I think she might have been the one that pointed it out, like, "Hey, Auntie Carla likes garden gnomes and gnomes in general. We decorate them throughout the house." For those who have been following me for a while, um, on YouTube and on Instagram, every once in a while you get a glimpse of my house. Sometimes I'll do a walkthrough, but it's one thing my wife always says: "Be careful, babe. Don't share too much stuff. I don't want people to know where we're at." Just for really good reasons, because some people can be crazy at times, and all the times. Scrubs always wears the pants. And, Sam, I just found out that about you, Sam. I didn't know you were a nurse until on Whatnot a couple of days ago when I jumped in. You were talking about that you're a full-time nurse. So I applaud you, nurses, parents, all these people with responsibilities, unlike myself. Like, I just wake up and make sure that I'm breathing air and have a coffee in the morning, and that's pretty much it. I don't really need to do much, but I want to do so much more with what I've been seeing a lot more lately that I've been talking about for 2 years, repeating myself about community, giving back, and people. And I've been in a place when I started reselling that it was really hard because I couldn't find a job when we moved here from Hawaii to Vegas. I couldn't. I had the most struggling part was trying to find a job because in a casino environment or city, depending on what background you have and connections and your past that you've worked on with like a degree or just opportunities, some people have them better than others. And I'm glad my struggles have gotten me here to where I am now. But I've also been, I guess, not thinking about that as much as I should to know that I've had it rough when I started not having a job and struggling financially to using reselling to get me out of that. And then I get into this what's it called? Content state of mind that I need to not be that way and keep focusing on growth and providing opportunities, maybe not for myself, but for others. And if anybody has ever been close to me, like I would say locals, especially here in Las Vegas, that ask me about something or bring up something, like I plug them in with people that I don't share about. I don't like to say, "Hey, I do this or I do that," which is kind of hard to do. And there's a lot of donations that I don't share in content. And I that's a self pat on the back for me. And I'm sure there's thousands of other people out there who don't share all what they do, right? Because it may become too much of, oh, they're just doing it for views. And it's not. I don't want to come off that way. So I'm very, as much as I am open, I am also filtering myself to just not want to deal with comments like that. But as I've learned, um, no matter what you do as you grow, whether you do or don't, are trying to work on, people are always going to put in their 2 cents and throw stones at you. And I heard this saying the other day that if I only had a stone for every time somebody said, and you could put it this in your own verbiage or your own content of our mindset of what this could relate to you. If you had a stone for every time somebody said that one thing, you'd probably be able to build a castle. And with negativity, I don't have that much negativity come my way. I have very little negativity. And I find that to be very cleansing from, is Amy, did I see Amy Yoso Boho inside here? I was just on her live earlier around 5:40, but then I got caught up with everybody that was in there, and it was just fun to be around. And I was talking about that of what I want to do more of, and the more of, I don't know what more of I can do other than put myself out there, hear something, do something, say something, follow through. So I have my own different like mindset of what I take somebody's definition for and make it my own. And I like that I'm able to do that and share it, regardless if somebody says that's not how the saying goes. But if you always follow what people say to a T, would you be able to get as far as they are or where you're at? You know, you got to start making up your own mindset of what you believe in and just put it out there into the world, whether it's, I'm not going to say bad, but as long as it's good without any malice intentions, like you're gonna be okay whether you grow on social media or not. And I've been hearing this a lot about social media. Um, is that who I think it is? Thrifters Anonymous Shayna and Edwina are in the house, and did I see Mikey Bags of Money? This is my mind just like, and this is who I am, and what I've been learning to accept myself is just the way my mind just like ping pongs, which I want to do since there is, I think the world's largest ping pong place here in Las Vegas that I've never been to. There's a lot of places I haven't, and I want to do more highlighting of that, of where I go, what I eat, and people. Um, oh, this is what I was getting into with Amy, and where I just caught myself. So with Amy, they're talking about her friend Robin something. There was this gentleman who popped in after me, and I could tell just by his presence sitting down, like really good vibes. I went over there and subbed, and I liked that. And Amy was saying that we were almost alike prior military, but even if it wasn't military, I already had these good vibes towards it. So I was looking at that and hearing what Amy was saying about this guy that she's surprised he's not bigger than what he is. And I've been finding recently that although I've been making less content, I've been getting a lot more subscribers. I used to look at nothing until Mikey Bags of Money, Carry American Arbitrage. I would say Kevin, and Dave. There's times that I've been able to talk to them, and they talk about like YouTube Studio, and on there you could see all this information of how your videos work, spikes, plateaus when they dump down, and you're able to click on it, and it shows you what they're actually looking at. And I try to see if I could naturally, organically, in a candid way that I am, that I love those moments, of find those moments again and maybe not cut it off too short in my videos. But the point of this is that I've been often looking at, oh, let me get more views, right? Let me get more views and the potential of getting more subscribers. But then as I started growing, I started realizing people were falling off. They're not coming in and looking at a lot of the content that I have to see that I'm not random. I just have so much going on. And if you follow somebody long enough, that is who they are. They're not random. They just have these different times and moments of how they share things and share their emotions and word themselves out there like at face value. And for those who have seen me in person, I think I am who I am off and on camera. And I don't try to be any other way or think about it. I just do more than go with the flow. I look at moments and smile at it and say, "Man, I was there." Or if somebody's telling me a story about something and they're having a good vibe, I get to look at it and say, like, I was there to see their expression and carry how they felt, even though I wasn't there. Like, I love those moments, and I find that on YouTube. At first, I was just reselling. This is what I found. This was what I sowed, and then people started coming along and saying, I have this going on, or I don't have time to do that. And I really that happy that I'm able to take them along with me in my content. So for those who are putting out content, like a big pat on the back, whether somebody has told you that or not, you are doing a lot more than just showing somebody what you bought and sold, especially when you're out wandering around. But we do what we can and share what we can and learn from it. And I've learned a lot, and I'm really happy about what I've done and what I don't know what I'm going to do yet. What do we got going on in here? Oh, so this is my brain. So forgive me if you don't understand, but when it comes to content, wanting all these views, I would get very little views, right? I not views. Say I got a lot of views, say 5 to 10,000 views, right? That's amazing. Some people be like, I wish I had that. And sure, that's great. And sure, I want that. But I found that my 2,000 view videos get me like around 25 to 100 subscribers, when my 5,000 to 10,000 views may not even get me any subs, right? And I get friends that tell me often, "Oh, Sonny, I'm getting people that come and then I lose 2 and I get 5 and then I lose 10." That's just the way it is. So don't worry about those things, but do be grateful for people who come in and support you, whether you have 5 views, 1 view. Do it because you like it and you're finding your way like I have, which has been my motto for months now. Find what makes you happy and make that definition your own. Dina Blair down. I'm Dina on whatnot. Did you change your name again, Dina? I'm like, Dina, you sound like the Dina I know with DB702. uh Thrifters Anonymous, agreed, positive vibes only. Um, ladies and gents. So I will tell you, Art of Resale, a good friend of mine, a local guy here in the community, really good in person, amazing, fun, like just full of energy. Congrats to, I believe, his wife who just got her nursing degree. Um, I ran into him the other day, and it's always good running into him. But he's growing in the community, and he was messaging or texting me one day, which is kind of random. And he was saying, "Hey, do you know anybody? These two women, they're at Savers, and like I don't know, they seem like super professional, and they're recording and they're dressing up." And I said, and I described them. I was like, or I sent them pictures, like screenshots. I was like, "Are these the two?" And he was just like, "Yeah, I think that's it." And it was Shayna and Edwina, who I've had here in the past on my lives. I used to have a lot of guests come in and people, friends, people that I knew. And Shayna and Edwina were probably, I would say, one of the first resellers I came across here in Las Vegas that I ended up following. And that's been like since 2016 or 17. And they're doing amazing things. These are also the two individuals that invited Mikey Bags of Money and myself, who I think still in here in the chat, um, to model for them. So I felt so awkward being like out of shape and stuff. But every time I run into Edwina, she would be the one like, "Sonny, you look good. What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Thanks, Edwina, for lying to my face because I like gained 10 pounds since the last time I seen you." But regardless of the way you feel, it may not look at how people see you. So don't be so hard on yourself. But it's good to have friends that are there that compliment you and check on you. And I would say Matt, not for my society, he is definitely one. Kelly Reseller Louise contacts me often and checks on me, and it's really good to have friends like that in this community. Things that didn't used to have before, and if it was in the past, before this reselling community, was more of like, "Hey, how are you doing? I need this." And I was like, "Damn it." Like, why does there always have to be this caveat of quid pro quo, like you're only doing something to get something in return? So I really like that I'm learning a lot now to say no to a lot of things than people, just to like safeguard myself and not spread myself thin like I was, I would say, last year, but for all good reason and had really good things. All my hard work along with friends and networking, which I feel like I already hate saying networking, like just getting to know people. It's really good where you could take yourself, if you put yourself in that position to be like, what if? What why not? Why not give yourself a chance when I'm pretty sure 99.999% of y'all always give people the most encouraging advice, but then don't follow your own advice. You're harder on yourself, so don't be. Did I what the Sam, what? Just making sure the money thing works on here. Uh, it buys 30 minutes. You don't have to talk to me for 30 minutes. Oh, wow. If only somebody would pay me not to talk. I mean, I'd probably make more money than being on social media. What do y'all think? But that's the thing with me. I always read things and then I read it wrong. But this one I'm joking at. But y'all should really follow Sam here. I love her personality. She's good people's. I hope to run into her. Hopefully, she makes it for the Boss Reseller Remix next year. I don't know if there's going to be changes in the month or time frame, but I'm sure when Katie and Vicky have that sorted out, and Teresa Cox have that figured out, that they're going to be pushing that out to the peeps, and I'll be happy to be sharing that information because that's such an amazing event. So was FlipCon. That's where I got to go to what was it? Charlotte, North Carolina. Then I even went thrifting after that, or garage sailing. It was a lot of fun. This year has been amazing. A lot of events compared to last year. And this year I want to go to more. I won't be able to make the Trash to Cash bash event in Florida, but I hope those who are able to go are thinking about going and know that you can. But for some reason, you may not feel like, oh, I don't know anybody there other than knowing them in person. I would say go, because those moments when you're able to meet people in person are gonna be so much more entwined with knowing one another and speaking about somebody of, hey, I not just so much I know of them, but they know them or they know you. So that's only going to be investing back in yourself in a good way, not to be like, I'm only doing it because I want something in return. You're going to have a good time, and with events like that, you will have a great time. You have a lot of fun. The first Trash to Cash Las Vegas event we went to, that was a lot of fun, and it was really kind of uh, not so much eye opening, but really nice and memorable to to be there when it was the first time I met Carrie American Arbitrage, who are we are now great friends. You send him enough super chats, and Kevin will start replying to you. Uh, I forgot he made me sign a what was that non-disclosure form? Sorry, Kevin. You could sue me later. But it was really nice for Carrie and Dave both say at separate times at the event saying, "Hey, I like your content. Keep doing it. You could do so much more. Don't give up." And that's never stopped uh playing in my head from time to time when I'm like, "Man, do I want to make a video?" And I do my best not to make a video just because I do my best to want to thrift because I want to get out and I have that itch that I don't need a doctor for to look at. I go out there and I record, and if I don't feel like talking, I know I could voice over. And some of those things are really good to not feel you have to talk in public or in front of people. I still get shy about it, and I like that with tools like a cell phone and apps like CapCut and other things, you're able to do a lot more with it that you may not be looking at when you go record yourself. And when you get home, you see your content, and then you're like, oh man, like there's so much emotion in this thing that you brought, and you get the chills. How do you put that in the video? And that's where you got to start just tinkering with what you have. Make the most with what you have for as long as you can, because that long as you can is going to end eventually. Either we get too old or have much bigger priorities and things like that. So if you're thinking about creating content, I would say just go for it. Enjoy yourself. Have something people could look at, or even you could look at and be like, man, that was nuts. But this is what came of it. Not everybody wants to do it, but I would say those who are thinking about, and I say that because people tell me all the time, I want to start reselling. I want to start creating content. You don't have to do one or the other. You could do as much as you want, but try not to stop so much to where there's too big of a gap. And I think for me right now, I think 5 days was too big of a gap. I've been wanting to come on, but then at the same time, I'm just looking at what I have and what I need to do. And those are where my priorities are. And then everything else after that, I start missing everybody and want to check on all of you. And I'm glad that you're all able to jump in when I don't even know that I'm going to pop on really, but I'm going to do my best to start scheduling this out. And I told myself I was only going to be on here for about an hour or so. So I'm going to stay true to that. And for as much people are here, if my friends Kathy and Chris are still on, we're going to go over their channel, which they're usually on much later. We are at the top of the D list. We struggle with views more than you. We just do it because we love what you do, and they do, folks. Shayna and Edwina, you should check them out. And I don't say that just like easily. I don't recommend a lot of people unless I've been following their vibes and learning from other people to point people in that direction. But I would say Shayna and Edwina, from what I've been seeing from even a year ago, that what was that? The last Goodwill, which reminded me of today of y'all. Um, there's going to be a new Goodwill opening on Blue Diamond or the enterprise side. I forget what the cross streets are, but the first time we actually met was at the grand opening of Goodwill. I would say one of Mikey Bags Bunny's favorite Goodwills. We met there, and they did say we're going to go thrifting sometime. So I think it's been almost a year. So that should be coming around when they have time. But they are busy ladies as well. So I never put that on them like, hey, you owe me. But maybe I'm saying it now. But that's really good. And with that, with Shayna and Edwina, from what the views were and the people in your live chats and your premieres, what I've been seeing, you actually have way more than what I remember you being there. And plus, you do so much content. And on top of that, you're businesswoman and have families. You got stuff going on. So I applaud you for hustling that hard and doing what you love. And sometimes it's not word of views. Sometimes you won't get viral videos, but that doesn't mean the people here don't matter as much, and everybody matters just as much and means so much to me for being here when they can, an hour later, a month later, and seeing a video and saying, "Hey, thanks for the video, and I heard this or I heard that that I've learned from you." Or something they heard me say and I was confused about or couldn't say it in the best words, which I'm really bad at, but good at doing. And people are so much better of putting my mumbo jumbo and saying, "This is what you meant," or "This is how they would have said it." And I'm like, that's exactly what I was trying to say. And I like that I could do that, that I'm okay with not being perfect, but I am trying to get better every day. But want to I want to not lie to you. It just look good, damn it. Is it my hair? I'm actually gonna I'm probably gonna cut my hair soon, folks. Just saying. Oh, Mikey's lurking. He's lurking. Mikey's probably doing some work. And then we got I'm looking like this because I'm using my phone. I still can't get my DSLR to connect back without turning off. So I'm using my iPhone to be my webcam. So I gotta duck down and see the comments. Who we got? Jenna, and tell Mike I said hi. He's probably in the background working, also a workaholic. I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. Good vibes. I hope y'all did too. I hope your trip out to California the other day was nice and cozy. I don't mind driving out to places. I love driving. One thing I've learned about driving is that I would never want to drive again, like super early in the morning just to miss traffic. We ended up driving to San Diego a couple of years ago or several years ago at like 3 in the morning. And I thought, that would be the best time to leave because there would be no traffic. It would just be dark. But it gets so dark, you don't see anything. So it just feels like you're on this like hamster wheel and the lights are still in the same place and you're getting nowhere. So it felt like 8 hours felt like 24 hours. When I started going in the daytime, it felt like I got there in 4 hours, especially with this Texas heavy right foot. I get there pretty fast. But I am learning not to speed so much. What was that? That's me celebrating over 5K on YouTube subscribers with you, friend. It's people like you that inspire me to get this channel going. That's awesome, folks. Congratulate Sam, Jolie Flips Vintage. And if you haven't already, go check her out. Open up another window and give her the sub a dub. Angie Ferguson, hello. Let me go through these comments. Thank you, Kelly Louise. Sheesh, that's hard work. Consistency is key. Um, yeah, people have also been asking me recently about having tip videos, and I can do tip videos. I just know that that's not me anymore. So right now, I would say Kat the Nurse Flipper will be one where I say she shares a lot of tips and what's old videos. But my second, I would be J Ride Jared. He is one that is killing it on TikTok, um, and probably any other platform that's out there, but also here on YouTube is growing very, very fast. And he's doing all the right things. He's having fun. I could tell that he's experimenting, and I think I'm at a point where I do want to get back to experimenting, but I also don't want to get lost in doing too much experiments. I want to just really hone down on what I'm doing. I'm not gonna have as much longer videos. I will have long content, long form content, but I'm also gonna have some around $10, 10 minutes or less. Something that's really good, just punchy, something you're like, this is good, and then go about your day. And that's also one of the comments I got from the last video that I had, that I also get caught up, and drop an emoji with the hands up or something if this pertains to you. You will get so caught up on having fun watching people and supporting them, and you forget that you got these other things going on, and that could take up hours of my day. So that's been me recently not doing that, but it itches me so much to just want to jump on and see what everybody's doing, and I do, and I have fun. I just now I use like I use it for background. I want noise, but things I can listen to, and I do my best to hop over when I hear something and I want to comment on, or hear something that I don't know about, to see what it is, and learn from it, and still comment on, like, thank you for sharing that, I didn't know that. And I think that's really good. I know a lot of my comments, what I do like is that it's not and this was a bad habit I used to have, I think, when I started YouTube, because I wanted attention, I wanted to grow. So it's like, hey, Cali Luis, that's an awesome cap. I just found 200 of them and sold them for $2. And it's kind of like, wait, why am I applauding somebody and then making it about me? So I learned some bad habits that I didn't catch at first, and I don't think I meant to be that kind of person or do that in a comment. But I started learning that for myself, and I've been very good at uh, reevaluating myself or reviewing myself all the time of something that isn't unhealthy, something in a good way to learn from. And I would go back and be like, okay, I don't. It shouldn't be about me. This is their channel. This is what I learned from it, and leave it that way. But at the same time, sometimes you have something that you want to share and be like, yeah, I found that stuff, because of you, and then that would be different. They're fun, smart women, and real. Amy invited me. Amy invited me to her live a week ago or so, and Coco and Chewy is another one. They invited me to go on their live. Shout out to them. I hope they're doing well. I haven't seen a video of them maybe in a week or two. So folks, this could happen. It happens a lot, and I get questions about this often too. You go in, you start to realize like, hey, I haven't seen Cali Luis's video in a while. I'm subscribed to them, and they would always pop up. Sometimes you get kicked off the subscription list for some reason. So if you remember somebody that you're like, hey, I haven't seen them in a while, go see if you're still subscribed. You don't have to hit the bell or anything. Just when you notice you're not seeing somebody, go check up on them. And if you're very close to them, or even if you're not, message them and say, hey, I hope you're doing well. Because this is that time of the year. People are getting sick. My wife has been under the weather for a few days. Josh Harry Tornado today said that he's sick, under the weather. So I hope he's doing well. But it's that time of the year. It goes around, and all the traveling and vacations that people do tends to just germs hop around on people. Uh, Thrifters Anonymous, we got the invite to the next grand opening. Oh, Shayna Edwina. So I was talking about the grand opening, or a new Goodwill grand opening coming up. I actually just messaged one of the Las Vegas Goodwills here. They never replied to anything that I DM'd them on, but I did message them, and I did ask them like, hey, is there any way I could get on the list? I made the last one. Could I have a +1 with my friend Mikey Bags of Money? And that is facts. He hooked me up the last time, and I feel it's only right if I'm able to get in to hook up my buddy. And if it's like, nope, it's only one, and he doesn't have a ticket, then I would be more than happy to hand that over. I think that's only right in my book with the way and how I do things. So is anybody planning on going are coming to Las Vegas? It's really fun. There's a lot of resources here to thrift at. A lot of people I'm sure you would want to meet, even just for a moment. I do want to reach out to the Boulder Highway Swap Meet, David, I believe his name is, the owner, and see when their anniversary is. I think that would be really nice if it hasn't happened already. And if we still got some time, maybe uh, get the community or people who are happen to be visiting Vegas at the time to hop over and check them out and support the vendors and give them a nice anniversary kind of welcoming and celebration in a way. Nothing crazy, just like go shop along together. I don't think I would want to sell on that type of thing. I would want to just go thrift with people. Hi, London. There's a amazing restaurant in a casino just down the road called Guadalajara, and they have some amazing food. Those who have been there, they know. Um, Jennifer Lab, I love these lives. You need to do them weekly, if it fits your lifestyle. And I would really like to. Jennifer, I would really like to do more lives. And what did I say? I'll be on here an hour, so we still got some time. But it may be earlier, but I do notice that more people come in because it's later. Maybe people are in bed, they're just not ready to go to sleep, or they're working right now on whatever it is that they're doing, and they're just like, I need something. And that's what I do when I'm not live at this time. I'm usually over in Ginger Marvin's YouTube channel. And Tiffany Thrifty in Vegas in the house, my friend. You have no idea how much people were messaging me saying, "How is Tiffany? What's going on?" And I'm like, I don't want to speak for her, other than she's doing well, and she's busy. And it's that time of the year where it's family comes over, holidays, and Tiffany loves her family, which is really nice. It's a blessing to have a family. And crossing my fingers, still working on it, going on what, into my third year now, with IVF and stuff like that. So a lot of hiccups on that end. And I laugh because it's just like, wow, like what else can I I'm gonna say it anyways. What else can life throw at you, you know? And some people just have those obstacles in life that you just gotta jump over it. I don't know, go under it. What's that thing where they call the sticks and you uh I forget what it's called. I can't do it now because of sciatica, or just walk around it. You know what I mean? You have those obstacles that just keep coming your way, and it's like, okay, I'm just gonna keep trying. It's not gonna stop me. And be resilient. And being resilient means not giving up. You may not get the final outcome of what you want, but you're going to get closer and learn a lot of things through challenges in life. And those are things I think some people would rather just gripe about, which is why I'm not on Facebook too often. And I have been going on there lately because I do feel, or I want people to know that I'm okay. My wife's okay. Tip is okay. My mother in law, who is back until the end of next month, I think. Um, I want people to see more of us, as in photos, and us just being active and eating, just things that I used to do, and for some reason I got away from. And I think it's nice to share photos with one another and your pets or your pet rock, like whatever makes you happy, share it. Even if nobody's following it or leaves a thumbs up or anything, like put your love out there, put your happiness out there. Um, all that matters is that you see it, unless the people that care about it, then they matter too. Yes, Tiffany is always missed when you don't hear too much about her. It's like, what's going on? Where's she at? What is she doing? What's next? But some amazing things this year, not just speaking. What's up, Joe? Not just speaking at like the Boss Reseller Remix, Boss Reseller Remix. Yeah, the Boss Remix in Phoenix, and then speaking here at the Nevada Blind Center. Um, and then still pulling my calf muscle. That's another thing. I still can't run, but I'm getting close to running ever since I hurt myself pushing that truck out the intersection. But another cool thing, really, really cool thing is like being part of the first group of Niknax, the Crazy Lamp Ladies, Jocelyn's marketplace on District, to be invited to that and make. There's much more now, and I do have it pinned on the top. If you haven't joined Niknax, it's a really good marketplace. There are other marketplaces you could join. You don't have to just follow one. Supporting people is supporting, and there's shouldn't be a limit on that. But uh, it's really cool to be part of the original group, and I don't know what would be. I don't think any of this of being a part of Knickknacks, being invited to that, the Boss Reseller Remix, um, Camp Listening Party in Phoenix. Sorry, Camp Listening Party in Phoenix. That and FlipCon, going to the event that I wasn't speaking at, but still just wanted to jump in on. If I didn't do what I've been doing, believe in myself first, and start looking at listing items. If it doesn't get listed, it doesn't make you money. There's potential out there that I don't think people realize, that are doors you haven't built yet because you haven't picked up the hammer and dropped the nail down. Like you could do a lot. And I'm starting to see, when I used to think things were so hard and a struggle, like, oh, I'm just thinking too much about it. And I haven't even done nothing yet for whatever I'm gonna do or thinking about, right? I put so much weight on my shoulders and overthink it that I need to just follow through and roll with it. And if I didn't do all that, which isn't hard, it's just hard in the beginning because you don't know what to do, or platforms or tools, until you figure it out and you're like, oh, that's not so hard. Like, why am I making it hard on myself? I don't think I would have did any of these things that have been the highlights of this year and last year, because last year was just as important, but this year has been two speaking opportunities. Like I've been repeating myself, um, getting out to another event. Oh, and Charlie Flipcon, he also had an event to carry American Arbitrage, who asked me if I want to go with him and Don. happy birthday, folks. If you have the time, go out to Carry American Arbitrage Instagram or his YouTube channel and wish him happy birthday. He just turned 28 years old today. Um, he is younger than I, and it's kind of cool that regardless of somebody's age, they could still be a mentor to you. They could still be a friend. They don't have to be older or younger. Like I just take that back. Their age, whether they're older or younger or the same age, doesn't limit somebody from what you could learn from. And Carrie has been one. I was thinking about that today when Don was texting me that I think Carrie has been the one lately or over a year or so that has really I've really connected a lot with. And he's like pushed me to do more of social media and kept it real as well as a lot of people have. But I think Carrie's been a big one of that. We had a great trip to Cali. Traffic was non-existent. Oh, that's nice and that's rare. What's up, Bluebell? Angie. Hopi and Carla had a great Christmas. Only good vibes for New Year's. It was an amazing Christmas. It was just chill. What's up, Archie Biscuit Butt? Um, so in here, folks, 89 people. Who are YouTubers on here? You could click on there and people could go and see if they want to give you a follow. I haven't done that in a long time. Like, hey, like a follow train. And and I'm gonna say this with that. Don't follow just somebody just because. Like if you go on there and see that there's things that you're gonna like and follow, do that. Because a lot of times people follow that are doing a follow, and then they'll just jump off because it's not what they're gonna vibe with. Not to say that they're bad people, just like I'm not everybody's cup of coffee, but I might be everybody's cup of tea. So we have different likes on stuff, and I think for the most part, give people a chance and see what you can learn from them, or maybe even teach them as well. And I think that's the big plus is when you're going on social media, is not to for me not to go in being a know-it-all. Like I'm going in as this is what I know and this is what I don't know. Can you help me on what I don't know? And there's a lot of advice that I get from people, that I get from people that I receive, even without me asking. But I think is because I've been open so much or open enough that people know that I welcome it, advice, and I use it a lot. And sometimes it may not be that day, but I look at stuff and be like, oh, I'll take a screenshot of it, and I'll even circle it. I'll use it on my phone. It's like having sticky tabs, which I do have often, like right here. I stole these from my wife, but I'll take screenshots and put little circles and be like, "Oh, that's a good idea." And sometimes you may say something that feedback that you give me that you spark an idea that I wasn't thinking about. So it's not just the answer that you're giving me to help me out, but it's also like this whole thought bubble of like, "Ooh, that's what I needed for what I want to do." Um, More to it. I know that's pretty vague, but you can learn a lot from people if you are just open and not just all about you. Because when you're in a community, it's never about you. It's about us. Oh, what's up, John? John killing it on social media as well. Also super active. All is well. All is good. What's up, Kristen? What's going on, my whatnot friend? I'm glad to see you here on the tube. Am I so far behind? This is a lot. What's up, Natalie? How's it going? Cheryl, what's going on, Cheryl? I had to cut way back of all of the YouTube I was watching and engaging in because it was taking too much time away from my reselling. I literally and went through a mourning period. My condolences. It's tough mourning anything, whether it be a person, friend, witnessing something like when it touches you, it touches you. And yeah, my grandma was been one for me mourning and grieving. And now it's more on the happier side that I know she would say like, "Mijo, why are you crying? Go grab a wine cooler." And I got a story to that. She was like, "Go grab the wine cooler from the fridge." And she would just make me laugh. And she always treated me like a kid, but she always respected me like I was more than what I was thinking I was or could be. And the story about her wine cooler, this wine cooler that she freaking had in her fridge was pro it's probably, like, from the '80s when wine coolers were probably invented, like, before Zima, um, and it's just kinda cool to have these memories and now smile about it and not be so touchy and cry, but I think that's pretty good to cry, and I think it's okay. Sometimes, I think Carla, after my grandma passed away, and this was, like, a month afterwards, I was in the kitchen, I was watching a show, I forget what it was, and I was washing dishes, and then all of a sudden I just started bawling, I dropped my head, and my wife comes in and she just hugs me, and, she doesn't ask me why am I crying or anything, and I think she already knew, because it was, like, every day I was crying about her, because I missed her and I still do. So, she just hugs me and it was really nice and comforting that you could have people, not just my wife hug me, but people in the comments feel like you receive these hugs, like these digital comment hugs that are really, really pleasant. They're like heartwarming. And it's really nice to know that even when you're down, there's other people that are looking up to you. Whether you share your life or not, you don't have to, not at all. You do what you want to do. But I like that I'm able to be this way. I find it, mm, how do- I find it like I'm self-welcoming rather than neglecting myself to have to be the way I used to be. And I used to be beat me up inside, feeling like I can't say this or I can't say that because if I said this, I know I'm gonna piss them off or they're not gonna understand. So therapy helps out a lot. I think that helped me after, like, my 3rd therapist, finally, like, she just got me and she told me how it was, and she asked me questions that she probably shouldn't have, but for good reason to help me out, because people have policies and rules in the VA, and if you ask questions outside of these parameters, like, they could lose their position, and thankfully, they were putting me above that, and I didn't see it that way but afterwards, like, now I do see it that way. Like, sometimes you're gonna do things that, you know what? Forget everything about me. How can I help them? And they'll put their reputation on the line for it just to help you. And it goes much deeper than that because that's your livelihood rather than, oh, I'm only doing this for like clicks or views. But sometimes content creators want a little clickbait, and I think that's part of it. And I don't think it's I think clickbait at times it's like expected, but it has to be really good clickbait. Like people want like the Gucci stuff. They want not so much dirt, but they want like a little battle and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm for my friend," and I'm rooting for them and you side with them. Or you have those same friends that are be like, "Hey, Sunny Las Vegas, I think you're wrong and this is why." And then I'm able to reciprocate what's going on and be like, "Oh, I get your point. I understand that now on another perspective that I didn't know at first, because you only know what you know until you learn more from somebody else." Oh, nice. Nice. How do we not know each other? How do y'all not know each other, Amy? It's been crazy busy year. I could only imagine Miss 100,000 subscribe hairs. That's a lot of subscribers, and I applaud you. And who is it? Justin, the bearded thrift machine, Kevin Commonwealth. Uh, my goal for this year was to get 30,000 subscribers. Did I reach that? No, I'm not even halfway to that. But I am much more happier learning about me, learning from the community, and growing as much as I have. I am not in any way have failed. Like I'm still succeeding on so many different levels other than just subscribers. But I'm thankful and grateful for everybody. So I got approved on Niknax, and I'm so nervous to do live. So on Niknax, ladies and gents, I do have a pin on the top. Um, it's an affiliate link. I think it's like I forget already, but I think it's like $5 towards any $10 purchase. But regardless, if you're going to join it or check it out, you could learn from it. You could do lives on there. I do like the lives. I like the way the bidding system is. And that does remind me of when I did go live on Niknax and came over, people were watching and left comments saying that they wish they could see what the item was selling for on their end here on YouTube. But at the same time, you could click on it. It does. I don't think there is not an Android app yet for Niknax, but you could look on your web browser and do it that way on your phone if you or your computer, of course. But I believe they are working on it from what I've been seeing and hearing about. I used to buy I used to I used to buy cleaning supplies from the blind center when I worked for the city. Nice, man. Are you back from New Mexico? I've been enjoying your videos. It's kind of cool. And you're also showing a lot more of your hair. Usually has like a beanie or a cap on. But folks, what do y'all think about me chopping my hair off? Like, or just using that to get a mustache because I can't grow one to save my life. But how about how about using maybe I could get like a fake mustache made and start selling that. Um, I got a question for y'all. What have what have y'all sold recently? Yes, a big YouTuber. Um, Rare Fine 702. What's up, Jay? I found you found some cool pieces lately. Yeah, that was just my question too. What did y'all find recently, or what did you buy? I have swear you not, I probably around 30 whatnot packages that I have not opened. So I hope I hope none of it was food for some reason because food poisoning, but I still got to try it, right? I purchased it. I still got to see if it smells good, tastes good, give it a review. So for those who have purchased whatnot items from and you haven't got feedback from me yet, I've been planning for the longest time to start doing haul videos. Um, and I don't know if I want to do it on this channel or the other channel, but I know when I try on the other channel that I have, um, I feel like it would be better here. But maybe I could figure out a way to implement it with like when I go thrifting and be like, hey, we're gonna have a haul video, but it won't be the items that I got from there. So I try to make things make sense and flow rather to be like, that's not what I was watching, and it confused people because that I would confuse myself. What do we got here, Mr. Jonathan Rivera out from Arizona? He heard me talking about Phoenix and was like, "Hey, what's up? What's up?" Um, Manny, I only have a Labrador puppy, and puppies mostly on YouTube. Nice, too, but he's sleeping. I only hear about Adam. I don't think I've seen him anywhere. I think I've heard him in the background, of your whatnot, Sam. Um, I am inspiring to all resellers, in my opinion, Sonny. I thank you, Kristen. Um, that's a big thing. Like you could say that. I don't think I could say that. Like I think that's just one of those things you I can't be saying that. But I appreciate you very very much. Um, where's Laura Cardwell was in here. I love her Tool Paris 2024 with their Brigantes. Yeah, you're gonna work well there, Sam, because you speak French fries. You know what I mean? He speaks French very, very good. I like when Sam speaks the French. 90 people in the live celebrating happiness and life. And I almost wanted to do a recap. I don't know if I'll do that because I've been talking about it today in this live. But this has been a wonderful experience for me on YouTube, in the community, traveling. I don't know if I'm going to be traveling anytime soon. Because this year I did do a lot of traveling and I do want to do more traveling, but I want to do more of like the neighborhood states and go thrifting. But I want to have my wife included. So with her work days, 3/12s, so she gets like 4 days off. It sounds like 4 days, but it's really not because she works graves. So her Friday is part of her like her sleeping day. But usually when we plan a trip, it'll be like, say her Sunday is a Friday, right? She gets off in the morning around 8. She could shower. We already packed the night before and go somewhere like Phoenix for a weekend, go to a different place in California and other places around. Like it doesn't have to be the same area, but I would really like to do more of that. And I'd really like to start going more out towards like the East Coast. I would like to go out towards like Delaware. There's a couple of people I've been following for years now. Um, out of all places, right? But even in New York, New Jersey, shout out to Lisa. Um, there's just people everywhere that I really want to connect more and not just, hey, I see you online. And I think everybody, when they want to find a community, if they don't already have one in their own area, I feel like that's your opportunity to create your own community. And there's no one community, there's communities within communities. And that's what I've been saying too lately is if it's not there, do it. Good night, Sonny. Stephanie, thank you very much for coming through. Gonna go watch the football. Be blessed. Who's playing right now? Only got a few minutes left, like 5, and it feels like this hour has like really swept by pretty fast. Who needs cable? Here, only for football games. I've been watching football recently. What's your football team, folks? I watched the Cowboys. They didn't do great the last one, but I also follow the Raiders, and they've been doing really good. Their head coach, I think, is doing really good. I think he's able to speak his team's language, and they trust and dive into that. And I think they found their guy. So I hope they hire him. Bartles and James original wine cooler. I think I remember Bartles and James. I think one of my first like wines, I think was strawberry wine. Strawberry Hill, which reminds me of Dina Carter, like strawberry wine. That's a good song. That was one of my favorite songs. I used to have a crush on her when I would go like in the 90s after school. I'd go run home, which was like 2 miles away from the school. I would always run because I knew if I made it on time, I would be able to watch CMT, country music television. And for the longest time, they always had her on there. And then who was the other one? Jody Messina, um, Shania Twain. Um, yeah, I think those are like my country crushes at the time. Now I can't say that. Carla doesn't watch my YouTube, so it's okay. But Carla's crush, what I've learned recently, was Patrick Mahomes, and they lost. I had to throw that in her face. Hug. Sometimes we just need a hug. I think sometimes we just need a hug, even when you're up. Like when you're smiling, I'm hugging you. Tiffany, personally love clickbait. It's so funny sometimes. I like a good clickbait, but I don't like when somebody uses clickbait and then there's not even nothing from the title or the thumbnail that's even in the videos. Like there's no clickbait. I guess that's the perfect clickbait is it really is clickbait. I will get to 30K in 2024. If not, I mean, I got so much cool stuff going on. But I am definitely going to strive to do a lot more. And I don't want to just say next year, but every day I want to strive to do more for myself, resell, make even more money, and do something with it other than just say, hey, I made money. And I think that's the part of what I've been figuring out lately of, okay, I buy and I resell. Okay, you buy and you resell. How do I express myself more in this content for people to know more of who I am and not so much of what an item is? I think I'm trying to find a balance in everything that I do. And lately I've been good. Like I said, I'm doing less content. And this is what I mean for those who are out there and struggle with content, or you hear somebody struggle, right? With views or subscribers. So a month ago, in total on YouTube, I reached 1 million views, not subscribers, views, right? That was over a month ago. And since that month till now, as of yesterday or day before, I gained another 500,000 views in 1 month. I have been doing less content and getting more outcome from it, more subscribers, even with less views, with less content. So for me, why I think that is because the recent videos I've been doing, I've been really focusing on, okay, I'm watching something. How do I keep me in there with adding stuff that doesn't take away with it being fake? I'm really like capturing the moment and the thoughts of like, okay, if I'm sharing this, How do you really feel about it? Are you excited? And you find those items and moments that when you record, it doesn't capture that. And if it's too loud, like in most Goodwills here, it's too loud and you can't talk over it, right? I probably need to buy a better mic, but sometimes I don't feel like talking. But when I get home, I'm like, man, I'm really excited to find that. So what do I do about that? How can I add to it? And I think you need, in those moments, not so much experiment, but add add to it in a way that, and just say, okay, I did it. Don't overthink it. It is what it is. Let's see how the people react. And it's been working out really good. So less views, not less views, less less content, better outcome. So I think that may go with like quantity over quality, quality over quantity. Yeah, that's the right way. Quality over quantity. But what does that even mean, right? What does quality and quantity even mean? Because we're all different. Like I could feel like I have the shittiest videos and people be like, I want to do videos like you. So our definitions of stuff is very, very different. And I'm still trying to figure it out. But YouTube Studio, folks, if you're a content creator or learning about stuff, you need to get the app YouTube Studio and learn from it. And also TubeBuddy, learn from it. There's algorithms on there. There's news. Again, I'm using my phone, so I can't share that with you. But Tube Video has like this little tool on the very bottom that has like news, and it'll tell you what they're talking about, like these big, I guess, almost like news for real, of things going on. So you can learn from it, look at titles, look at other people. Just don't lose who you are trying to be like somebody else. You need to stand out from others, and that's simply figuring out how to be yourself more and more. French fries. Raiders. Cleveland and Jets are playing. And I'm just over by an hour, folks. Don't leave just yet. I want to share with you if they are still on, because I will have them on. I mean, I will. I'm gonna be in their chat. I usually hang out in their chat, but here, um, these are some really good friends. All right, I put it in the chat. If y'all want to go over there, I'm gonna be hopping over there, listening to them. I got a whole bunch of laundry I need to fold up that I threw on the bed, and right when Carla got to work, she texted me saying, clean up your mess in the room. So that's what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to have them on the big screen and fold up my laundry. And then tomorrow I'm going to get a listing. And I'm going to start sharing more videos about what I'm doing at home. But you just have to, as they say, stick around, like and subscribe to see what all I'm doing. And I think it's really fun, sharing who we are little by little, learning a lot from one another. Jay Wright in the house. Make sure to give that dude a follow right there. He is so active. Like I feel like him and Carrie are both like hyperactive in content, but it's not just regular content. It's really good curated content that is them. And hopefully one day, Jay Ride, when he comes back to Vegas, or I may go up to St. George, Utah, and meet up with him there. But the few times Jay Ride has texted me saying, "Hey, you want to go thrifting at the bins?" I'm on my, literally both times on my way out of town, either getting on a flight or already in pretty much San Diego the second time. So we'll catch each other eventually. So make sure to follow him. And also, Carrie, American Arbitrage, his birthday is today. So depending on what your time is, the 28th, his birthday is today. So go and wish them happy birthday and tell them I sent you. Also, Ginger Marv, go check them out. I'm going to be jumping over right now. A few more comments to get in. Yeah, but don't get too consumed by analytics. I agree. Don't get consumed by it, but you can learn from it. There's some things that you could see and be like, oh, that makes sense. Also, I would say to add to analytics, would I look at the spikes and say like these really good, the spikes are always the good ones, right? I would recommend using those as shorts. Use that content, remake content, put it on your videos. And this is advice Carrie has been sharing with me. Like, you need to make more shorts and do this and that. And I want to do it. I'm not doing it because he's telling me. I've been wanting to do it. I just don't know why I haven't, but I am going to be doing so much more. It may not seem like a lot to other people, but for me, doing so much more. And on social media, but also want to do things locally, physically, and be a part of helping others and learning at the same time. Mad YouTube still not getting email notifications. Is there something you can do on your end? Please help. Done everything on my end. Is that for like subscriptions, Buttermilk? Say like this live, you're not getting alerts. I have those issues too. I don't always get alerts for everything. I sometimes just happen to be opening my phone. Um, like if I'm in my garage, I'm like, I know I'm going to be here in a minute, and I just want something to play, or if there's somebody's live, cool. But there's times where I don't get alerts myself. I don't know why that is. You could set your notifications and you could personalize them. I haven't seen what the personalized notifications does, but I think I'm going to look into that right now and see how exactly that works, or if that could help people out. So if there's, yeah, that's it. Okay. But yeah, if anybody ever has any questions about anything, you could always email me, because sometimes messages on YouTube don't always go through. And that's another thing on YouTube Studio that you could see if things are flagged for some reason. I get good comments often that aren't bad in any way, talking about anything or anybody, just leaving me a nice comment and it'll get flagged for review. So for those who have been on social media, you might not realize it. Go in your YouTube Studio, look up comments, and then at the very top, select the comments and responded to now, held for review. Tinker with it. You'll see you're not going to hurt anything other than learning. But clearly heard that wrong. All right, folks, I'm going to head over there to Junior Marv. Tell him Sunny Las Vegas sent you. I will be doing more of these lives. Not sure if it's going to be at the same time, but I will be doing them more on Thursdays. I used to do them all the time on Thursdays. And thank you all for making this a really good night. Before I had to go do laundry. But um, man's abilities, my husband abilities. But ladies and gents, y'all have a good night. Head over to Ginger Marv or type it in one more again. Ginger Marvin. Head over there. They're really good people to hang out with. Very organized, unlike myself. Marty. Hey, Marty. But I am out of here, folks. Take it easy. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends about me and your aunties, but let them know that I'm